said he was qualified, so he whipped his ass, while he was in there. Now, the other stuff that happened, it went down the way it did, man.
I would like to wish you all the Brits go fuck yourself.
That is right, I am Gray, and I'm going to talk about Halloween Havoc 1989. Overall, an enjoyable show. Most of the matches were actually pretty decent. The main event, I could have done without the electrified cage and the so-called Terminators. They called this the Thunder Cage, the Thunderdome, I'm not sure. Wasn't for me. I wouldn't have minded just a normal cage match with Funk, Muta, Sting and Flair. The action was pretty cool. Some of the parts were a bit stupid. But we'll get to that in a bit, because let's start right from the very top, right from the tippy top. The first match out was Tom Zenk, the Z-Man, versus Mike Rotunda. And this was actually a very good wrestling match. Now, I've already said it about Mike Rotunda in the NWA and the WCW before he turns into IRS. He was really good in-ring wrestler. This was a very good opening match. I enjoyed it. Tom Zenk gets the win. He's quite young here. He's the Z-Man. But yeah, enjoyable match. Went a bit long. 13 minutes for an opening match between two people you're not really made to care about by NWA or WCW. Don't really give you any reason to care about either of these two. But it was a decent wrestling match. One you might enjoy. A good way to start the show. Next out, pretty much, the Bloodline. Like the Forefathers. 3 of them. But where was the Wise Man? The Wise Man is now gone. They're managed by Sir Oliver Humperdinck. Or Humperdinck, sorry. Useless, man. What? Who? Why? Why would you do that? Why would you put someone like him with someone like them? It made no sense to me. Just didn't look right. But they did. They were fantastic. Just solidifies the point that the NWA, that however we're pronouncing it, Roman Reigns and his crew, all of them men there from Samoa, are just the most dominant family in professional wrestling. I mean, they were going up against the Midnight Express, one of my favourite tag teams of all time, but now in NWA, WCW, they can't even get a decent run. They're baby faces now, which doesn't sit right with me. Jim Cornette as a baby face, and he's managing other people, and I'll talk about that in a bit. And they lose here in a good 6-man tag, an entertaining, fast-paced, hard-hitting 6-man tag match. All 6 men in the match are very, very talented. This was very, very good. I mean, that family just dominates professional wrestling, and they're doing it here in 1989. They're doing it right now in 2023. Dominance of professional wrestling. They did it throughout as well. If you think about the other family members through time, from then till now, you know who they are and how they dominated professional wrestling. Easily the best wrestling family of all time. Next up is pointless match. Tommy Rich versus the Cuban Assassin. Wow. Tommy Rich, I'll admit, talented back in his day, but 1989 against the Cuban Assassin. Why should I care? Why is this match going 8 minutes? Nearly 9. Tell you what I did enjoy was the NWA World Tag Team Championship match. And I shouldn't have really, because we had Johnny Laryngitis along with Shane Douglas. The dynamic dude somehow got a title shot. How? They suck. Well, Johnny Laryngitis mainly. And how and why and who thought it was a good idea to put Jim Cornette as their manager? Why are they ribbing Jim? I mean, he's managed some terrible people over the years. I mean, you think of Mantar. But, my God. Why? He's the manager of the Midnight Express. Why is he out there with these clowns? These jabronis? Just made no sense. What did make sense was the Freebirds winning. We couldn't have had the Dynamic Dudes as tag team champions. That can't be happening. This was followed up by another tag team match, a better tag team match between Doom and the Steiner brothers. You had them on the... Why are the Dynamic Dudes getting a title shot? And you've got teams like the Steiner brothers, the Midnight Express, the Samoan SWAT team on this show, on this card, and you're not putting them in a title match. Far better talented, more talented teams. Who is booking this crap? Who booked it? Baffling. Anyway, Doom with Woman, R.I.P. Always liked Woman. WCW days, ECW days. She was fantastic. Really enjoyed her. She was like a Hill Elizabeth. Just a Hill version of Miss Elizabeth, and it worked. And I liked it here. Doom, a very talented tag team. Butch Reed and Ron Simmons. Not to be sneezed at. Going up against the Steiner brothers, and they got the win. This was a very physical match. Steiner brothers were doing stuff like... Scott Steiner was doing stuff we'd never seen before. Tell you what, Lex Luger. What did I say? Banger after banger after banger. And I've got to say, a heel Lex Luger is levels above a babyface Lex Luger. Whoever thought it was a good idea to make him babyface after seeing what he can do as a heel? What were you smoking? Lex Luger gets the win over Brian Pillman. And I'm enjoying this, Lex Luger. I'm loving this, Lex Luger. Road Warriors versus the Skyscrapers, Sid Vicious and Dan Spivey. That was physical. That was hard hitting. Big man wrestling. Loved it. Went to a DQ, but it made you want to see more. So I enjoyed that. And then we got the main event. The steel cage Thunderdome match with Bruno Sammartino. There was just too much going on here. You had Bruno Sammartino in there as a guest referee. You had Ole Anderson in the corner of Flair and Sting with a towel. You had Gary Hart in the corner of Muta and Terry Funk with a towel. Either one of those two could throw the towel in at any time. I think that's how the match was supposed to end. There was just too much going on. And you had a steel cage that was electrified. There's just far too much going on. Like, too many gimmicks, too many stipulations thrown in there, just confusing things. You didn't need all of that. Just have them in there fighting. That was good. The violence, the physicality between them was really good. The action was fantastic. It was just all the silly shit that was added on. Wasn't needed. Enjoyable show, though. I did enjoy Halloween Havoc 1989. And I'm pretty sure you will too if you give it a chance. Let me know what you thought down below. And thank you very much for watching Grey Talks Wrestling.